And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 52 of the Marvelite podcast. That is right, we are back, and it has been a while, guys. It has been a while, and I know that we went through some stuff, Michael, you and I. We went to NYCC this year, and we kind of got sick when we got back, so I'm apologizing right now to everyone up front. That it has taken so long to get back on track, because as soon as we got back from the con, we all got sick. So,
except for me, I got hit by a hurricane.
Except for Will.
Hurricane or the sniffles, you choose.
I didn't get actually the sniffles. I got like a really bad sore throat and a fever. Like it was not good.
I was not feeling too great either.
Like I'm just gonna have to say, like the travel back home sucked the most. Like, it was a really bad going back home. I rode a train, and I was on that train for about 14 hours, and it was just 14? Bad. Oh I was on the train for 14 hours, and I didn't eat or drink a single thing, and I had a fever, and I was trying to sleep, and it was just the worst thing. And, like, that chair that I was trying to sleep in was so uncomfortable. Oh, my God. But anyways, I don't want to bore you guys. So, anyways, I'm Luke. I'm your host this week, and as always, I'm joined with Michael.
I want to hear more about your train ride.
Hey
guys, it's Phil 34.
The eponymous train ride of Luke.
And we have Willis.
Yeah, and my birthday is going to be the same day that people probably hear this. So hooray for me.
Woo! Guys, say happy birthday to Will in the comment section. Spam those emojis.
Totally. I'll be 21.
Hell yeah, dude. Are you going to go out for your first drink?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You don't even know. But... still in the good news, if you would like to get a discount from lootcrate.com, one of our lovely sponsors, you can use the discount code BRIDGE10 to get 10% off. That's right. Lootcrate.com.
10% off. That's awesome.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it's an amazing deal. My Loot Crate actually this month was pretty sweet. I got some cool Battlestar Galactica swag. And I'm a huge fan.
Battlestar Galactica.
I know, I'm a huge fan of Battlestar Galactica, so I got some pretty cool stuff from that. That was my last Loot Crate. I don't think I've gotten this newest one, but I will be shortly. So
my buddy got the Loot Crate for anime the other day, and I was at his house, and it had some really cool stuff, dude. He got freaking One Punch Man the manga, and then he also got like a really cool ass like demonic like Japanese anime shirt. I don't know. It was really dope, though.
Don't bring back my weeb days.
That's really cool. I kind of forgot the Loot Crate kind of has the theme boxes going on now, don't they?
Yeah, dude. There's like 20 different ones. Like,
yeah,
you find the most obscure loot box. I'm like, what the hell? You guys got freaking Dungeons of Dragons loot boxes? Sign me up.
Are you surprised?
I am not surprised, but I didn't know. So yeah, that's so cool. Like, I can't wait to get into that. I think I'm gonna have to sign up for something else now.
Yeah, man.
So for something themed. Definitely, for sure. Maybe like a horror box or something of some kind, if they have that, or
like you open up the box and a clown pops up. Gotcha.
The anime one is really cool because I really like anime, so I'm definitely gonna have to check that out.
It could be like a nostalgia box, like a throwback, you know. Something that makes you feel deep down.
Something in the 90s, like that appeals to like when we were kids.
Yeah,
that would be great. Because I was born in like the early 90s, so just anything from that era I think would be terrific. But
you know what else takes me back?
Dial-up internet.
What takes you back, Will? That time that you was at New York Comic Con?
No, Guardians does. But we'll get to that after y'all bring up Comic Con. Tell us about Comic Con.
Oh my god, dude! It was quite an insane experience. I don't think we're going to talk about this for very long, but I think me and Mike kind of have to share a little bit about what happened. So Michael, when we were there, I remember you were like screaming like a little girl when you first saw that Funko booth, and
oh my god,
that first time when we were standing outside of the con going in, we saw a guy carrying this bag, and it was like this huge, massive blue Pop vinyl bag. And it was filled to the brim with Pops figures, and Michael he melted inside, I think, a little bit when he saw that, and it was I don't know why, but I got joy from seeing that myself.
Dude, it was such a glorious sight, man. Walking, like, first of all, I was like super overwhelmed. I'm from Canada, man. There were so many freaking people. in that convention center that one day.
Oh my god!
Actually, every day. There's way too many people. But when I saw that Funko booth, all my anxieties just flew away.
Too many goddamn humans at this Comic-Con.
No, dude, man, it was such a fun time. I honestly really enjoyed my experience, and also I got all the Funkos I wanted, pretty much. So on the side note.
Yeah, and I don't think, like, me personally, I didn't run into actually any fans of the Hybrid Network, but I did come across some. I didn't come across. I'm sorry. CJ came across a couple of fans, and they kind of freaked out, and CJ even kind of freaked out. And he was very, very happy that there were people that kind of recognized our channel. So
so shout out to you guys.
Yeah, seriously, if you guys are listening, shout out. That was really, really cool, and we would honestly, like, I would love to do it again next year. I really hope that we get the opportunity to go next year again. Hopefully on a little like, it'll be a little more stable, because I know that this time around, I think it was more of kind of
this was
test.
Testing the waters.
It was kind of testing the waters and to see what we can handle as a channel, and I feel like we handled this trip very, very well.
As do I.
It was it was more than I expected it to be. So. There were
Who knows? Maybe even in a year's time, guys, a Marvelite panel at some con. Who knows, guys? If you guys would love to see us at a con, dude, like, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can't say anything officially, but, you know, like, that's a possibility in the future.
Yeah, I'm certainly throwing some ideas out there to Josh about some potential ones, because I'm closer to him than most other people are. I mean, physically.
And, oh, physically, you're physically closer. Okay,
we're brothers.
No, but yeah, just kind of finish my thoughts. I mean, like, the panels were great. I got to see some incredible panels. I got to meet some of my favorite comic book writers and artists. I got to meet some cool celebrities. I think, honestly, like, my favorite one that I went to was that John Wick 2 panel. That was phenomenal. So fun. Just, like, sharing the room with Keanu Reeves, and, like, Ian McShane was there as well. So it was Common. It was great. Like, it was just a great atmosphere to be in. And, like, that panel itself was at the Madison Square Garden, because, like, some of the big, massive panels were too big to hold inside of the Javits Center. So they had moved they had moved some panels to Madison Square Garden, and then one was a little closer at this cathedral called the Hammerstein Ballroom. And that's where we went to the Legion panel, but I'm going to talk about that a little later. So
yeah, I think we should let the people know about some of the Marvel things, because
that's
what this freaking podcast is about.
That's what they're here for.
You know, I saw Stan Lee at the convention.
Did you?
Yeah, we were in his presence. We can confirm.
Yeah. He was signing at the Marvel booth. He just showed up randomly. I was standing by the Marvel booth, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden, everyone was like, it's Stan Lee. Stan Lee's right there. And I looked up, and there he was, just sitting there. And I was like, holy shit.
You should have gone and gotten his blessing for our podcast.
Yeah, for $250, I was like,
I'll take it back.
Oh, God.
I cancel it. I cancel it in the name of Jesus.
So I'm trying to think, like, from all the Marvel things that were at the con, there was Iron Fist, there was Legion, there was what else? I'm trying to think.
There, that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel, you didn't get to go to that one, though.
I didn't go to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel, although I would have loved to. I still ended up meeting Gabriel Luna. I got a poster from him, actually, saying, like, ride or die, some shit. And I got, what's her name? Chloe Bennett, my bae. I love you. To sign an Agent Daisy Johnson pop, which is pretty cool.
Bennett.
Oh, also,
Luke,
too,
how was the Marvel panel? I didn't get to the S.H.I.E.L.D. one. I didn't get to go.
Oh, the S.H.I.E.L.D. panel was great. Well, it was kind of messed up for me personally, because like, me, CJ, and Tim got in, right? Like we all got in, and then, like, once we got in and sat down, I got up to go use the restroom real quick, and then, like, I noticed that I had lost the cap to my vape. You remember that? And, I lost it, and then I started freaking out, and, like, I started missing the panel. Like, Clark Gregg and everyone else was up there on stage with, like, Jeff Loeb and everyone, and I was, like, missing it because I was freaking out because I lost a stupid cap to my vape. So I was like scrambling around, like out in the waiting area, like, looking for it, and I didn't end up finding it. And then, like, I had another panel to go to. So I was like, because my original plan was just to sit about halfway through the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel and then go to this other panel I really wanted to go to. So I did that, right? I went back in and sat down, got back up and left again. Then I went to that panel, got in line, and as soon as I got in line, they capped the panel, so I didn't even get into it. So I was so upset. So I'm like, okay, I was like, at that point I was having a bad evening, so I'm just like, I think I'm just going to go back to the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. panel. Luckily, the security was gracious enough to let me back in, so I got back in, and they showed us a episode a week ahead of schedule, so we got to see an early episode. That was
you guys
really
saw last week's episode. If I'm not
mistaken. Yeah, it was actually last week's episode, but we got to see that a week early before everyone else, so that was really cool. I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed hearing Clark Gregg and Gabriel Luna and some of the other casts just kind of sit up there and talk about the show, so that was really cool. But anyways, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, do you want to talk about? We'll move on because it's been way too long. Why don't you just mention that one memorable nugget from the Legion panel that we've been dying about for the.
Well, I was gonna tie that into because we're gonna talk about Logan here in a minute, but.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay,
I'm gonna kind of talk.
Save it.
But first, guys, we got. This has been long awaited. We didn't get like a full trailer, but we got a sneak peek for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. And I have to say, I'm going to say my first impression, like, first off,
go for it.
The way that it's shot cinematically looks so much better because it was filmed. This is one of the first films in Hollywood to be filmed on that Red Dragon.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that what they used for the Civil War fight?
Yeah, it was like it's like a 4K IMAX camera. And I think the entire film of Guardians of the Galaxy was shot with that camera, and it just looks so crispy. like the cinematics just look so vibrant, the colors and everything.
It looked like it was like produced by KFC, just so.
Yeah, like it looks stellar, and I cannot wait to see this film in IMAX. Now, that was like for some reason that was like one of the very first things I noticed was those crispy angles and the vibrancy of the colors were just popping, and I'm like immediately I was like, wait, that was filmed. This entire movie was filmed with that Red Dragon 4K camera. That's like an $80,000 camera, mind you.
They have Disney dollars behind it, bro. Camera. They ain't even worried.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there's a few things to talk about. Just that was my first impression. I think the film looks beautiful. Like, again, this wasn't like a full trailer. It was just kind of a sneak peek trailer, I guess is what James Gunn is calling it. But he said, rest assured that the trailer number 1, I guess, will be coming sometime either a little before or after Christmas. But anyways, I'm rambling now. Will, what are your thoughts, bro?
Quick little bit. When the trailer dropped, it was right when I left to class, and I got really pissed because I was going to be gone for like 4 hours, so I couldn't do the little reaction bullshit that I occasionally do to it. But I think you can tell the trailer is good when I legitimately react to it, because I usually don't do too much during mine. But it was, I don't know, it was like seeing an old friend. It just made me really, it just made me really happy to see everyone back again. I'm just like, oh god, Star-Lord and Gamora, and I'm just like, fucking Nebula, just because I love Karen Gillan so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, Yondu had his fin, there was Rocket there. I can't fully love Rocket because I hate raccoons in real life, and you would only know that if you've lived with raccoons. They're fucking trash thieves.
Okay.
But Rocket's okay, and Groot is chill. But I was excited to see everyone back. And you're right, the colors for it, fucking yes.
Yeah.
All of my yes.
Yeah, I know. It looks fantastic. Michael, what do you think, bro?
I think Will honestly summed it up so well in that one line. He said it's like seeing an old friend again, and it literally was. From the music they played again. Some people might be a little put off, like, hey, why are they using the same old freaking music? Come on, guys, do something different. But I thought it was effective. Like he said, it's like seeing an old friend, and with that, the old nostalgic feelings, like the music. And this is just a sneak peek, right? So they don't have to, be bringing all their top game right now, right? You're gonna see that in the trailer. So I thought they did a really good job. Like you mentioned, the visuals. This thing looks freaking amazing. I mean, look at the trailer. I mean, the sneak peek, right?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I love seeing some of the older characters, like the villain characters like Nebula and Yondu, on the forefront working with the team, because we know from, the synopsis they're going to be working together. So it just was great to see them all back together again and on a new journey.
Yeah, and I think if anyone's going to have the most redemption in the film, it probably will be Nebula. James Gunn really loves that character. And she was a great character in the first film. I just think there's definitely room for improvement when it comes to character development.
I think so as well.
I'm going to point one thing out that I don't think a whole lot of people either A, noticed, or 2, gave a whole lot of thought to. But at that last shot, when Rocket shoots a hole in that whatever and Groot kind of pops out, it's kind of like toddler Groot at this point. Not really baby Groot, but it's toddler Groot. He's wearing clothes. And that actually blew my mind a little bit because he wears clothes in the comic books, and I didn't actually think that we were going to see Groot in clothes at all, given he's a small child in the set for most of the second film. But he is wearing clothes nonetheless, so that kind of just raises my eyebrows a little bit.
Oh, he is wearing... I just zoomed in on a picture of it. Dude, he's totally wearing like a long sleeve jacket. That looks like Star-Lord's suit. Kind of.
Yes,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Star-Lord's jacket.
Yeah, so he's wearing clothes of some kind. That kind of made me giggle in a very good way. I really hope that he does wear clothes because I think Groot wearing clothes looks cool. Especially
if we get the 08 run, oh my god.
Yeah, well, and that's what from some of the concept art, the way people are talking about the film, it looks like Gamora might be a little more closer to her 08 version of herself, which is like my favorite version. Because like a lot of you who don't know, and we were having this discussion earlier today, actually. The film changes a lot of things from the comic, from how they are in the comics to their looks, to their personality, and the aesthetic of that universe is a little different. But I was saying earlier to someone else that it doesn't make it bad just because they change things. For their own Elseworld, essentially. It doesn't make it bad. Now, they can make it bad. There are a couple cinematic Elseworlds I can throw out there that change the characters, but not for the better. But I think Guardians of the Galaxy, for the aesthetic that they went for in the film, and the way that they changed these characters, it's good the way that they did it. I think James Gunn really transformed them into his own thing, but what he made is good. That's pretty much what I have to say.
Wait, were they together in the 08 run? I didn't think they were.
Who?
Gamora and Star-Lord.
Yes, they were. No, they weren't like together as a couple.
Okay.
They were like together.
I knew they were on the same team, but I'm like, no. Because
No, they weren't a couple. Not really.
I know Tony Stark attempted to hit that in the Bendis run, and apparently was not satisfactory.
Well,
by the look on her face.
Bendis run, that Bendis run was kind of weird.
I can't get over that he got it in and disappointed. I could have told you that was a bad idea.
Oh yeah, I couldn't recommend reading that storyline more. Not the Bendis run, but the 08 version of the Guardians, because that's the best one. And in my opinion, later down the road, that's what the future Guardians films should be based off of, if anything, or future Inhumans films or anything like that could go off of those 08 storylines. Since they do heavily feature Inhumans and Kree and Skrulls and Shi'ar and all of this crazy cool stuff.
I'll get to Annihilation Wave someday, but the Bendis run is very much basically, if you like a shit load of dialogue plus the Guardians of 2014, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
That's what those books are. So it satisfied me at the time.
They're not,
but like looking back, they're
not the greatest. I mean, they're not the worst, but
they're fine.
The greatest.
Best. Yeah, they're fine.
With that
whatever.
trailer, we also got something else.
we also got something else. So apparently, tomorrow the Logan trailer is supposed to be dropping, and we got a little sneak peek at that.
Do you have the
return of Wolverine?
We got a little sneak peek of Hugh Jackman talking, and it's only like a 6-second clip, and he's kind of just standing in the background, and you just see a silhouette of him. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this. So it looks like we got some photos, okay, and these photos look a lot like Old Man Logan.
Look at these photographs.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like the film is going to be Old Man Logan after all, which is, to me, is a good thing. So we have things that are confirmed in this film. We have old, batshit crazy Professor Xavier. He's old. He's dying. Apparently, mutants are not going to be a thing much in this universe. Mutants are dying out. They're not being born much anymore.
What type of Age of Apocalypse bullshit?
I don't know. It looks like from all of the still images we've seen of this so far, which I do like the fact that they're all in black and white, but they all look kind of deserty. You know, they kind of look post-apocalyptic, and I'm not saying
Mad
that
Max Fury Road.
I'm not saying it's going to be a post-apocalyptic film, but I think they might be going for that kind of style cinematically, and I think a lot of this is probably going to be featured out west somewhere, because I know that they filmed this in Australia, I believe, or something like that. But anyways, so I think we also have X-23 confirmed, and that, like, honestly just raises a lot of questions. we have the Reavers are confirmed to be in the film. I'm just going down a list of like things that I found interesting. So the Reavers are kind of a group of they're kind of a group of like evildoers, you know.
Oh no!
they were originally started by this mutant villain called Mastermind, and he was kind of a rejected member of the Hellfire Club. He was kind of like, hey, I want to join the Hellfire Club, and Sebastian Shaw was like, nah, and Mastermind was like, well, fine, F you, I'm just going to go start my own club. We're going to call ourselves the Reavers.
Blackjack and hookers.
No, that's not quite how it happened, but essentially that's how it happened. So anyway, the Reavers are basically going to be the film. It kind of looks like, from what we see here, they may just be like a mercenary group trying to kill Logan or trying to kill X-23 or trying to kill Professor X, or maybe just kill all three of them. I don't know. Anyways.
Kill them all.
Michael, what are some of your thoughts on Logan? Are you excited for this? I mean, we got Caliban, we got the Wild West, it looks like. We got Old Man Logan with his healing factor is failing. There's a lot of elements to this film.
Nature made me a freak. Man made me a weapon. And God made it last too long. That was a pretty cool like saying for the first thing that we get to see of this movie.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Nature made me a weapon?
Yeah, it says nature made me a freak.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say it. Like, no, it didn't. Did not make you a weapon.
But no, honestly, it looks nifty. I mean, I wasn't like particularly like excited for this movie, but it's put it on my radar again, and I'm looking forward to seeing the trailer tomorrow. Be sure to check out my reaction video if you're into that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm down. Do you think the whole movie's gonna be in black and gray? Because that's what I like.
No, it better not be.
No, I don't. Honestly, that would be really cool if it was, but I really don't think that it will be.
The balls.
Dude, imagine we see the trailer tomorrow and it just that's what it is.
If the trailer's in black and white, I just don't think that would be 100% confirmed that the whole film will be. But I mean, okay, so from this one still image, we have what looks like some etchings on a bathroom stall. It says, "Where are all the mutants?" It's a very good question. I don't know. This film is based in 2024. And
they
Professor
can't make
X
a current fucking movie, can they?
No, Professor X is dying. See, that's like, this film just raises so many questions because, again, we don't know what timeline this is on. And I'm serious. And like X-23 is a 6-year-old in the film.
Yeah, and Caliban's played by a different actor.
She's a 6-year-old in 2024. Caliban's being played by a different actor, and he supposedly died in X-Men Apocalypse. So that raises even further questions. I don't know if he died in Apocalypse. It just left us to assume that he did. And if he in fact did, if that's canon, it makes absolutely no sense for him to be in Logan at all.
Isn't that like 40 years in the future?
Now, this has, I think, been said, possibly by Bryan Singer, that this is going off of the current X-Men Apocalypse timeline, which obviously reset the timeline moving forward.
Jesus Christ.
But I don't know, man, because like the ending of the first Wolverine or the second Wolverine film was confusing enough with in that post-credit scene where you see Logan and
at the airport?
And you see Logan at the airport meet a dead Professor X in 2013, but X-Men and he warns of a bad future in 2013, right? But and like that with like Trask Industries taking over and killing all the mutants. So he comes to warn him in 2013, but like Days of Future Past doesn't actually take place. I think, what was it, 2033 or 2034?
Yeah.
Something like that. But I'm like, wait a minute. So in 2024, we have Professor Xavier in this still image here. He looks like 98 years old, and he looks like he's about ready to fall over and croak.
Only time Patrick Stewart looks old.
But then we have him in 2030 something, and he looks the exact freaking same age, and he's not dying. He doesn't look near dead at all at that ending. And say what you will about, they erased that timeline or whatever, that still wouldn't affect the way the man ages, like, at all. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So how does he in 2024 look like he's about to croak over, but in a deleted timeline, which was the main timeline, he looks fine in the 2030s. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much thought. Maybe I should just listen to Bryan Singer and just listen to him when he said continuity doesn't matter, because I guess it does.
Don't you have a story about that later on?
No, man. You just gotta believe hard enough, man.
You just gotta believe hard enough.
So.
Oh my god.
So since you guys are laughing so much, I think I have to tell this story a little bit.
Before you go on to that lovely story, we'd like to remind our dear listeners that you can get 10% off lootcrate.com using the code BRIDGE10. Just give a shout out to your boys from the Marvelite when you use that code, BRIDGE10 at lootcrate.com.
Absolutely. Loot Crate is a wonderful service, but I have to talk about my experience at this panel. Okay, so
good.
So strap yourselves in, boys and girls.
Girls and ghouls.
Damn. Will, I don't know if we're having enough time to talk about the other topics. But okay. So I have to tell you about this. So me, CJ, and Nick went to the Legion panel Sunday afternoon at New York Comic Con at the Hammerstein Ballroom, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what they were going to show us. I didn't know what the panel was going to be about. I didn't even know who was going to be there. I had kind of guessed that maybe the cast and producers and writers were all going to be there, and they were. So they actually showed us a secret screening of the pilot of the first episode, and I'm not really allowed to talk about it, but what I will say is that I actually did like the style of the show. I thought that the style was very schizophrenic in nature, cinematically, but I enjoyed it for what I saw, and I'm interested in seeing more. I will say that much. The actor, I think his name's Dan Stevens, who plays David Haller in the show. Aubrey Plaza was there too. She was delightful in the show, but his character, he really portrays that character very, very well, and I feel like they're doing, so far in that pilot, they did that character justice. We'll have to see moving forward. All that being said, okay, I'm gonna have to talk a little bit after the episode that they showed us. So after the episode, they had the cast, they had some of the writers and producers, and Jeff Loeb was there. And for those of you who don't know, Jeff Loeb is the man who's behind all of the, he's a main showrunner and executive producer on all of the Netflix Marvel shows and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC. And probably, I think he's also heading up a lot of the other stuff coming out, like New Warriors and The Runaways and things like that. I'm sure he'll be involved in some way. But for those of you who also don't know, that the show Legion is an X-Men related, it's like a mutant-based TV show, not based in the MCU, so it's not connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in any way, shape, or form. It is, however, connected, and I say this in quotations, to the X-Men movie universe, which belongs at Fox. So just to make that all clear to everyone, that's what it is. So Jeff Loeb being there is a sign of them building bridges in some kind of way. And so me and CJ and Nick are sitting there. Jeff Loeb and everyone comes out on stage. They talk through their stuff, and then the questions come up, and so it's time for people to kind of get in line and ask questions. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, hey, CJ. I lean over to CJ and I'm like, hey, dude, do you think I should troll Jeff Loeb and kind of just ask him what continuity that this show's in? And CJ's like, yeah, do it, because for those of you who don't know, we've actually gotten 3 different answers from 3 different people from Fox about where exactly this continuity lies, and everyone seems to give a roundabout answer. Well, before I could get up and even get in line, some kid in line asks the question, what continuity that this show is in. He was very specific, too. He even pointed out to Jeff that there are 3 different answers that 3 other people had given. And so Jeff kind of gives this long roundabout answer. We actually ended up, from another producer and a writer plus Jeff Loeb, 3 other people. We got 3 more answers. So altogether, we got like 6 answers from people from different people at Fox. What continuity this is? They were all extremely vague and gave roundabout answers. Essentially, what Jeff Loeb was saying, he's like, "Look, just the fact of me being here is a sign of us building bridges and working together and sort of mending something together in some kind of way." And so I'm like, yeah, everyone applauds and everyone was real happy. So Jeff Loeb kind of looked at the crowd and he's like, "I think you guys are all mature enough to know that this is true, and this is a thing." And so yeah, and everyone was like, yeah, everyone was cheering. So he gave this long roundabout answer, and then he says this one thing that really, really deeply offended me, like on a personal level.
God.
Like he almost like offended my intelligence a little bit.
He basically said, "Luke, you better come up here right now and fight me, boy."
Fuck boy.
The second that he said this, CJ's face kind of froze and got real big, and then looked directly at me, and my face was like resonating with like heat and redness, because I actually tried to get up and leave when he said this. But this is what he said. He said, "Well, I'm going to have to tell you this. If you truly feel this or it in your heart, it's all connected. It's all Marvel." What? If you really feel it, guys, if you really just feel that continuity, it's all canon. It's all connected. It's all Marvel.
And just believe hard enough, and you wish upon that star, you will get Wolverine and Spider-Man high-fiving. You will get your fastball special, damn it.
You just gotta believe.
Believe in yourself.
I looked over. I looked over at CJ and I said, "I'm leaving," and I tried to get up. I grabbed my bags to get up to leave, and I couldn't because there were too many people in the way, and security was standing right at the end of the aisle, and I was so infuriated, so I had to put my bags down and sit there and endure the rest of that panel.
Oh, Jesus.
I actually did try to get up and leave at that point. I was just so mad.
God.
I don't understand. I wish everyone listening and you guys could have been there to witness what I had to go through, because it was awful. And I don't think Jeff Loeb is the worst person in the world, but man, that was one of the dumbest things I have ever heard him say ever. And I don't know why. And the thing is with like Jeff Loeb can be a really good person when it comes to mending those kind of bridges. I mean, he's been in the industry long enough. He's been a comic book writer. Some of his comics are actually really good. I really enjoyed his run on Sam Alexander Nova. I actually have to recommend that to people because it's a really good run on Nova. But I just I can't get over the fact that he said that. That really triggered me. I mean,
Dude,
like,
if you believe it hard enough,
really
Dude,
triggered
if you really
me because
believe
like
it hard enough, fam. That Sam Alexander run,
yeah,
it could be in the movie universe too.
It could. You're right. I guess if I just believe hard enough, it's all Marvel, so it's all going to be there. It's all connected.
That Spider-Verse movie,
all of it.
You just keep on keeping on.
Right. So if I believe it hard enough, I'm going to see David Haller in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? I'm going to see him and Chloe Bennett hook up, right? Yeah, if I just
porn fantasies won't happen, fam. Chill.
If I just see Ghost Rider and Legion go at it in a big scrap, like I'm just, if I believe it, I'm gonna see it.
Just believe.
Okay. All right. Well, folks, I think that tapped me out pretty much for this episode.
I think,
guys, we wore him out.
I think the last thing we were going to talk about is Luke Cage, but I have a funny. It's not so much a story, but it was something that happened over the summer. I don't remember if I told you guys about this, but
yeah,
it has to do with Doctor Strange.
Sure.
So, To make a long story short, I accidentally catfished a couple men, and one of them kept talking to me, and I was supposed to see Doctor Strange with him, but I wound up turning him down.
Oh, jeez.
Gotta.
Why you gotta be so mean, bro?
Hey, man, these people coming at me, just throwing bodies, women and men, left and right. Just be like that sometimes. But
so we got about 5 minutes left here on the show. I think what we should do is just kind of lightning round what we thought about Luke Cage.
I'll go last.
I guess since I'm hosting, I'm just going to say really quickly. I enjoyed Luke Cage. I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Spoilers. We're going to talk minor spoilers here. I don't think we have to, really mention everything. So if anyone doesn't really want to listen, you don't have to this. But I just want to warn you, spoilers. I loved the show. I feel like it was fantastic. Some of the cameos were the best cameos I've seen. I feel like some of its weaknesses, however, though, some of the choreography was off. We had some of that sort of nerfed powers like they kind of did with Jessica Jones. Sure. Some of the choreography was almost similar to Jessica Jones in some ways. And I really didn't like the last episode, specifically at the end, where they didn't... Yeah, specifically where they kind of left it like extremely open-ended. I didn't like the fact that he went back to prison.
Hey man, black man in America.
It's full circle, man. It's full circle.
Yeah, they kind of did go full circle, but I just I wasn't expecting it to end like that in the last episode. I wanted to see him by the end of the episode become that hero for hire, because like they were kind of hinting that Pop's Barbershop was going to be like the hero for hire base, or maybe the Defenders base. Because you heard the one character say, "Man, this place really does not want to be a barbershop anymore." So I think that was kind of alluding to that was going to be like the hero for hire / Defenders like headquarters, in Harlem. So I was really expecting him to set up shop there by the end of that episode, and we just didn't get it. Well, but we got some great visual throwbacks. I mean, like Diamondback was a great villain, and like the use of Hammer Tech in that was just phenomenal. Just the fact that they had to call back to a film that's like almost a decade old now was just great. Something you thought you would never hear again. Anyways, yeah, those are just some of the quick weaknesses, but overall, I love the show. I think it was probably on par with maybe Daredevil season 1 and 2 for me. It was really, really good, but I'm extremely hyped for Iron Fist and all the other shows moving forward. But anyways, Michael, what are your thoughts on Luke?
Luke, you're a fantastic guy, I gotta say.
Thank you.
Well, you're mixed.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah, Luke Cage, guys. I finished watching the show fairly recently. I was binge watching it, reacting to it on my channel. You can feel free to check it out. Quick plug. No, I actually enjoyed it. A lot of the points you said, I agree with. I personally, though, I found a problem with this Netflix show and some of the other ones is the quality starts to dip, for me at least, a little bit after the mid-season, like the midway point, and I kind of felt that with Luke Cage. I really, really liked Cottonmouth. I thought Marshall Ali, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it Marshall Ali?
I thought he was phenomenal. Yeah, he was freaking phenomenal. I loved him. Black Mariah was pretty cool as well. I wasn't the biggest fan of Diamondback. I feel like once they started to get into that story around episode like 8-ish, some of those episodes for me I was not a big fan of. But as a whole, I could say I thoroughly enjoyed the series. Like you said, the action wasn't the best, but I thought the storytelling, especially in the first half, was just so well executed. I thought Luke was such a nice, well fleshed out character, as well as the side characters as well. I thought the whole idea of Pop's Barbershop being Switzerland was fantastic. The social commentary that was really put in that show, I thought it was really well done as well.
Absolutely.
And then I was trying to think about Luke Cage. What else? Oh, by far my favorite thing in that show was the Power Man OG suit.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I think me and my friend Nate were watching that episode, and we started screaming like little girls, and like my friend Nate jumps out of his chair and he just starts yelling at the TV, "Yes, yes, yes!" And then when Luke said, "I look like a damn fool," my friend Nate starts going, "No, no, no!"
Oh my god! How great would it have been if he's like, "I look like I'm from the '70s."
Oh jeez. Oh man.
Like,
so good.
I understand that look is so silly,
it's so dated.
but I wanted to see like a 5-minute montage of him just kicking ass and just whooping some ass, man.
On his way back to the house.
Yeah,
I know. I wish they had done something like that.
I wish that he could have had to have fought some like prison guards or something in that outfit because I really wanted to see that.
Yeah, but in terms of me though, like where I would place it, I'm still wrestling with it. I think I would still go Daredevil season 1, and then I think I'm like caught between for Daredevil season 2 and Luke Cage, and then Jessica Jones for me.
Yeah. All right. Well,
all right.
What are your thoughts, bro?
I gotta really truncate this shit. I really love Luke Cage, like a lot. I love the soundtrack. I really like Cottonmouth. His what happened with him very much caught me off guard. But I also really like Diamondback. People keep making fun of Diamondback, and I feel bad because I actually like him as a character. Like I went back and read the first Luke Cage comic. I'm like, damn, it's pretty spot on. I also do like the fact that it was set more modern and wasn't fully blaxploitation because I think it needed to be that. Like, you can't have a show about a black guy in Harlem, one of the blackest cities in America, and not talk about the whole race thing, especially when that had to do with the character in the past and him being wrongfully convicted in his origin.
Yeah.
Like, you can't not...
Origin episode
episode was probably the best episode, I gotta say. The fight, there are a couple moments when the fights were kind of iffy, but oh god, Best Girl is officially Missick. I'm forgetting her first name, but the actress that played played Missy Knight.
She was awesome.
See all the
and that final shot of her in the last episode,
Bro, listen, man. Listen. Son. I was screaming. I was freaking out.
Wait, what are you guys talking about? Wait, what?
So, at the end of the final shot in, like, the last episode, shows Misty in the,
in her classic suit?
No, in the Harlem bar with her hair all puffed out natural, and with her...
Yeah, isn't that her normal... Isn't that her, like, her
that's like her
look
comic
as well?
Look.
Okay.
It was perfect.
She was so sexy. She looks like the new
some of the best. That show had some of the best visual references I've ever seen.
But I think
in a Marvel Netflix show.
Luke Cage just felt important. Even like the environment and everything was just like a character on its own. Just Harlem as a city because it didn't look nearly as gentrified as the actual city does. I haven't been there in a long time, but that's just what I've heard. But I also like the representation of it. Because when is the last time you have ever seen on a television show, like, a pretty diverse police force with 2 black women as, like, the heads of staff? I don't think I've ever seen that on a television show.
Right, so, me either.
I don't know. Luke Cage just really resonated with me a lot for personal reasons. And, like, I love...
I think it should resonate with anyone in the African American community.
It really hits a lot of places with like black nerds and like.
I think it speaks to a lot of people about
definitely.
The show deals with bigotry and racism and a lot of like social injustice and things like that. I mean, it deals with a lot of themes that currently are going on today, and I feel like that's why the show is very important. And it not only entertaining,
and it wasn't biased either. It definitely showed the positives and negatives from both perspectives. Where you're like, I feel sympathy for these cops that are going through this shit, except for the shitty cops.
Yeah,
but
also too, I feel like it as a Marvel Netflix show, they're continuing the trend of killing characters off that don't need to be killed off.
Yeah.
That I don't like.
Also, don't kill Claire, or I'll fight someone.
Oh no, she's definitely dying in United.
She better not.
Her or Turk.
Oh,
that's my personal motive.
She better not be the Coulson, dude.
Fuck.
She better not be the Coulson.
If not her, I'm pushing Turk. I think that'd be hilarious.
Okay, Turk. Yeah. If Turk was the Coulson,
dude, Turk being in that show made so much sense, and it was so cool that he was in there. Also, but and that cameo from Dapper Dan too.
God, there's just.
That was the coolest.
I could go on and on, but like,
I know, we could go on and on, but I think we're a couple minutes over now, guys. I
just got one last thing to say, then we can be done. I was just gonna give it the rating. Luke Cage is fighting with Daredevil season 1 for my first place, but I think only because it resonates with me personally, it just like notches out just a little bit. It's like super fucking tight knit, but I'm gonna go back and watch them. And
just
everything.
like ever so slightly above?
Just the ever so slightly above. But yeah, now we can close out.
Oh, okay. Well, that's awesome, and I totally agree with you guys. But anyways, so this has been episode 52 of the Marvelite. We do have that big crossover coming up soon. Unfortunately, I don't think it could have been this episode. Yeah. But it definitely is coming in the near future. I think that Comic-Con and us getting sick really just threw things for the channel off course, but I think we are getting back on track now. But anyways, guys, thank you so much. Make sure if you guys like this podcast and this video, keep coming back because we really appreciate it that you guys keep listening to us. And make sure to comment, guys, and ask questions.
Send us fan art.
Hashtag it, guys. Hashtag Ask Marvelite.
Hashtag Ask Marvelite and fan art. We would love some fan art of Marvelite, Hybrid Network. It doesn't really matter. Just if any of you guys are artistic in any kind of way and feel like being creative, just come up with something and send it to us via Twitter, email, whatever, Facebook. It doesn't really matter. Just message us and make sure we get a look at it because we would love that. We also have a Patreon if you guys feel so inclined to go check that out. But anyways, I have been your host this week, Luke, and you'll probably host next week.
Yeah, probably will.
Or will I rise to the occasion?
Or will Michael rise to the occasion? We tried that once with you. Hopefully, Nick will be back feeling a lot better. The poor guy got bronchitis, so he isn't feeling too well right now, but he is recovering, and he will be back with us very shortly.
Thoughts and prayers.
If not next... Yeah, Papa bless. If not next episode, then for sure the episode after that. But anyways, guys, thank you. Make sure to keep a lookout for that Logan trailer. Is dropping, I think, tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, yep. But I think by the time you guys hear this, this will drop Friday. So I think the trailer will already be out. So, all right, guys, this has been the Marvelite. We will catch you guys next week.